Hi, my name is Jack Hayes, and this is my Week 15 milestone. The two articles I chose were The Best Economic Bang for the Buck by U.S. News and A Rare Win for Fiscal Discipline by U.S. News also. So as you can see, I have two graphs set up here for aggregate demand and aggregate supply. So to start off, for the best economic bang for the buck, according to usnews.com, to give you a background, basically Obama wants to install a new monetary fiscal response in response to the current policy being pushed to its limits. This would involve an overall increase in federal spending on programs like unemployment, insurance, and food stamps, and an overall decrease in tax revenues. This change is made because of how the weak economy has become. This type of policy is known as an expansionary policy, which basically is when there's an increase in federal spending and a decrease in tax revenues. And with that being said, on the graph right here, that would cause the demand curve to shift rightward. So I'm going to write that in. And that becomes our new equilibrium point. So I'm going to write in the original equilibrium real quick. And here's our new point. Okay, now over here on A Rare Win for Fiscal Discipline, basically the background on that is Senate appropriators are at the Pentagon are changing war fund for the new fiscal year. So the overall request asked for was $58.8 billion, which is increasingly low compared to the war fund's high point in 2008 of $186.9 billion. So that was a pretty big change, though it was almost 9 years back. So overall, this would actually cause a decrease in government spending, which would cause the demand curve to shift to the left. This is known as a contractionary policy, which is when there is a decrease in government spending, federal spending, so that would overall create the demand curve to shift leftward. So I'm going to write that in. And that becomes our new point of equilibrium. I'm going to write the original one in. So this is our new point. Okay, so now on to interest rates. So in the best economic bang for the buck, interest rates are decreased because of the expansionary policy that's happening. And that's because basically for the fear of a recession happening, so interest rates would need to be decreased for that sake. Over here on A Rare Win for Fiscal Discipline, interest rates are actually increased because of the contractionary policy that's happening and because of the onset fear of higher inflation. Higher interest rates have the opposite effect on both business investment and household consumption as lower rates. So interest rates being increased would be the best action for that. And now onto the US MPC, which is at a rate of 0.93 or 93%. And basically what that means is the 0.93 stands for the percent of extra income spent by the US citizens per year. So with the MPC formula, which is change in consumption divided by change in income, I'll start off with a bang for a buck. Since there's an increase in spending, the result would be a new income for individuals. So these additions to income result in a total increase in real GDP. That is greater than the original increase in federal spending or reduction in taxes. The increase in real GDP divided by the initial spending increase is called the multiplier. And with this, that would increase the multiplier. Because of the increase in spending, the spending cannot possibly increase overall economic activity. And that effect is called the crowding out effect. Over here with Rare Win, Since there is a decrease in spending, a new income for individuals would also be created. This decrease, though, in income would cause a decrease in total real GDP. This outcome would decrease the spending multiplier. Because of the decrease in spending, the spending cannot possibly fall under the overall economic activity. This is the crowding out effect, same as before. Thank you.